most of the race weekends, there's 36 cars. There's going to be 37 cars for the 600 and somebody else is showing up. I feel like that something needs to happen to get to where it's either, look, we're going to have 36 cars and that's it. It's a 36-car field, nobody else. There's 40 spots, but those 4 guys don't show up every week. What's the problem?
Well, because the guaranteed charter money is for those 36.
Right.
The 4 open spots, they actually took more money from the open spots from 37 to 40. They took more money this year away from those guys that just show up and
shifted it
more towards the charter money to give these teams more of a guaranteed base.
And now they don't come.
Right.
And there's spots for an open car to compete. You don't even have to go. They're available.
And they could go win the race and not make money.
Right.
By the way,
maybe they took too much away.
Yeah, maybe
that they're not even coming.
But I mean,
I definitely don't want them
continuing to say this.
Why don't we just open?
We just can't spread. I mean, why? Let me ask you this: why isn't F1 owners overjoyed with Andretti coming in? Because they get diluted.
Yeah.
They're having to take that $1 billion in revenue that they get from F1, and right now they're splitting it up amongst 10 teams, $100 million each. You add more teams, 2 more cars. Okay, now that the revenue is the stream is the same. Now you've distributed amongst 12, and so these other guys are like, hell no, we ain't signing off to giving away that. Now I think there's some fees that they pay to kind of make up for that. I think that, in my opinion, if we can get the TV deal in a better place, that we should open up more charter positions where they are open for someone like yourself or for us to expand or whatever it might be.
That's a great question. So you would say expand to 40 charters, 38 charters, whatever, right? You paid an unknown sum for your charters, right?
Yep.
So Junior Motorsports is going to come in. There's new charters there available, right. Charter 37, Charter 38, whatever. What is fair for you, for an owner like me, to come in and pick up one of these charters? Right? Because I've not, are you going to expect me to pay the funds that you paid to acquire yours, or the new value of the charters at that moment? So
you would have to pay.
It'd be unfair for you.
Yeah, you would have to pay. In my mind, whatever the
value.
Yeah, the value. But then whatever you dilute the pie, you'd have to pay that difference as well.
Good.
So when you come in and you take purse money away from the 36, there's a number there that is now a lump sum that you have to pay to make everyone so they're not diluted. It's just a new shareholder coming in, right? So
interesting. Yeah, I've been curious about that because I was watching the car counts and I'm thinking something's going to happen. They're either going to say we're going to cap it at 36 and the charters are franchises, and to own a franchise you got to come in here and buy one. Otherwise you're not racing. Or they're going to open up more charters, or find the third option, which is probably the least likely, is that make it more viable for an open team to race and make money without start park. But if more charters are opened up, the teams that have paid millions of dollars to acquire them need to find this, need to approve of the process of buying a new charter, right? Someone
That's
coming
correct.
in, buying a blank charter.
But this is all we're talking about. What needs to be fixed? We have a legend of our sport wanting to come in. He has the facilities. He's ready to go. He's able to do it, but it financially does not make sense to you.
Is that what's
so that's a problem. That is a problem we have to fix.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, we really haven't talked about
we haven't.
Cup in Junior Motorsports. So.
Yeah, I mean, we have talked to every single person that is in the industry about this, about like what is the options, what routes are there to take, and that initial purchase of the charters isn't the scary part. They are worth what they are, right? You're buying something that you hope is going to continue to gain value. That's great, right? I'll invest that money if it's going to be worth more tomorrow. But it's not knowing the cost of racing and how much that's going to be, not knowing exactly how much sponsorship you're going to have to acquire to offset that cost, and not knowing what the new agreement's going to be. No, I'm with Denny in the feeling that the owners deserve a bigger piece of the pie. That's the only way it's going to entice people like me to get involved, is knowing that, well, I've got a guarantee that there's this money on the table to go race. I can compete. If I find more money, I can compete even harder. But I know with this money, I can at least be there and try to race competitively and smart every week. We're doing that.
My partner has a great slogan. All well-managed teams deserve to race for a championship and make a reasonable profit.
Yeah.
That's it.
Yes.
It all ends there.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
All well-managed teams deserve to race for a championship and make a reasonable profit. That's it.
Yeah.
It stops there.
That's right. I think we do a damn good job of that where we're at. It's a different model, smaller, but the same process, and we make it work. I think we could get there in the Cups level if we get that opportunity. But and
you know, the trickle down effect to that is the healthy owners is that you have more Denny Hamlins, more Josh Berrys, more of these guys that, you know, we're looking at the short track ranks to like find who is going to be that guy that is going to take us to the promised land, right? I mean, you know, there's just so many talented drivers that just don't have the funding to be able to get themselves a ride, because the teams have to stay in business, and they have to stay in business by balancing a sheet, a P&L. And so, you know, that's an unfortunate place to be in, because sometimes the best talent sits on the sidelines because the teams can't go out of business. And unfortunately, they have to do whatever it takes to stay in business.
Yeah. Did you like that conversation with Denny Hamlin? Well, you ought to listen to the entire podcast, because the Dale Jr. Download is available on all major podcast platforms.